Do you know what I like to do when I'm tired? I like to look at some baseball cards. I just worked out for the first time in like 3 weeks. Man, I'm exhausted. So I see, it's a year end, and I see all these videos, top 10 cards, top 50 cards, top pickups of the year, and I never participate in these simply because I can't pick just 10 or 50 or 100 or 1,000 top cards, number one. And number two, I probably picked up 1,000 cards over the course of the year, and I don't necessarily remember which ones they were. So I definitely don't do a year recap. And, for me, it's really about the collecting and the cards. And most of the top 10s I've seen are about top 10, valuable cards. And I don't talk prices. I don't know what my cards are worth. I honestly don't keep up with it. They change all the time, the prices. Haven't looked up prices in forever. Unless somebody shares with me an auction that something went for. Or if I'm shopping for a card, I look around and see what I have to pay. So I would never do a top 10 or 20 or 50 most valuable cards. I would never do that. I don't know. For me, it's about collecting. It's not about flexing or who has the most expensive collection. And I care about the cards. I don't necessarily care about the value. I mean, for people that sell cards, sure. If I sold cards, sure, I'd care about the value. But if you're going to buy a card and not sell it, what difference does it make how much it's worth? It's like your house. If you're not moving, why look at the house prices in your neighborhood and what they sold for? If you have no intentions on moving for 10 years, who cares what it's selling for now? There could be a crash. It could sell for half tomorrow, or it could sell for twice as much 3 years from now. Who knows? But what difference does it make what it's worth? And that's how I feel about my cards. If I'm not selling them, what difference does it make what it's worth? And, that brings me to, the term like good investment. If I want to shell out some money for a 52 Mickey Mantle, it's probably a good investment. But it's not an investment if you're not selling. It's just a bunch of money you got to put out. And in my opinion, and for that card, too much money to put out. But anyway, hey, I had just a couple of things I wanted to show you. First, I'm going to need your help, and I wanted to show you some basketball cards. And I love me some vintage basketball cards. And man, many of the sets just have fantastic images, and this is one. And this is a 1977-78 top set. And I have a question for you guys. I'm hoping somebody can answer. But I wanted to show you the cards I have. And I actually have a couple of more coming. But first, I have this Bob McAdoo. And it's a Topps Vault copy. Blank back. Came from the New York City auction. Great card. And this Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Chocolate Thunder, Daryl Dawkins. The first guy to tear down backboards. A lot of people don't realize that was done a lot earlier. Rick Barry. And his son played here in Charleston. He played for the College of Charleston at first, then he transferred to Florida. I think Florida, some school there. And he was struggling with his free throws. And Rick taught him to throw underhand, like the old days. And man, he made everything I watched him throw. He was making those free throws with the old-fashioned underhand. It was funny to watch. And here we have Bob Lanier. Now here's the question I have. I have two of these George McGinnises, and this is a great card. Now if you look, the backs of these, every other one I have are all bright. But this one is dull, like a normal Topps card. And I'm wondering if anybody knows why. If there's a bigger reason other than they had different print runs. I don't know if anybody knows why they have different backs. And one of the ones that I have coming has this kind of back too. Because now I'm kind of enamored with this back since they're unusual. Now I know in the 1966 Topps set, they had two different cardstocks. One's normal Topps cardstock and one's much thinner. I remember when I first encountered those, I thought they might be counterfeit or something, but that's the way they were printed. I guess there were different print runs with different paper stock. So, I mean, I can only assume that may be the case with this, but I'm wondering if any of you know that you could share with me. And here's Dr. J. My man Moses Malone, liked him. I got to see a bunch of these players. Dr. J was one, Moses Malone was one, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Norm Nixon. They had an all-star game that kind of went around to, I don't know all the cities it went to, but in Pittsburgh we didn't have a basketball team, and I assume that's one of the reasons, or that's a reason that they chose that as one of the venues. So it was like an East versus West all-star game, and Norm Nixon went to Duquesne, which was a great basketball school at one time, back in like the 60s, 70s. So he was from the Pittsburgh area. I think he was from there. He went to Duquesne. But anyway, got to go and watch these guys, and that was the only time I got a chance to go see live basketball. So they always stuck with me. We have the Iceman George Gervin. I remember shopping in Foot Locker and seeing his poster up there when I was a little kid. And man, this guy was good. Earl the Pearl Monroe. And Walt Frazier, he was good. And he was on that Knicks championship team with Willis Reed. Man, that Willis Reed, that game was like out of a Hollywood movie when he came out. Nobody knew if he was going to play or not. And at the last second, they announce his name, and he comes limping onto the floor, and the crowd goes nuts, and they win the championship. Who did they beat? They beat the Lakers and Wilt Chamberlain, I believe. Here is John Havlicek, Bill Walton, Henry Bibby, and his brother was Jim Bibby, who pitched for my Pirates and some other teams. Lloyd Free. And I just wanted to show you some baseball cards. We're going to switch up here, quite different, more modern. But this is an interesting set. Here we go. It's the 2019 Heritage. And I got some lucky pulls out of this. I was just looking through these, and I thought I'd share them. So, I was an Ohtani fan from before he even started playing in the majors. And, man, I pulled this. They have these, the Supers. So you got a Trophy Cup Super card there. And the Acuna Cup. Of course, it's their second years. And Mike Trout. So I have 3 of those. Maybe I should try to put that set together. I don't know. But I pulled this. And I never, back in the day, back in the early 2000s when I was buying boxes, I had phenomenal pulls. I pulled a Jackie Robinson bat card, a Honus Wagner bat card, Roberto Clemente jersey card, Mickey Mantle jersey card, all kind of old greats. Maury Wills, Pee Wee Reese, you name it. But recently, man, I don't pull anything. I pull guys I never heard of, rookies that never make it. But I pulled this, number to 70, autograph card of Ohtani. I was super excited to get it. I've been very lucky with there's three guys that I always pull their autos or jersey patches or something. And like Ohtani, I pulled all his inserts and cards like this. I pulled the gallery too, his gallery rookie card, the oversized one, and pulled this. Steph Curry's another one. Whenever I buy basketball cards, I always get a jersey card of him. And Deontay Johnson for the Steelers, which is funny. But I pulled, I bought some mosaic cards. I pulled 4 different refractors and an autograph card of his from his rookie year. Every pack I opened had a Deontay Johnson in it. This also has the Alonso rookie card. Pete Alonso's fun. He's fun to watch. I like him. And then, guys, what are these? Who could tell me what these are? You know, obviously, these had this back. But these are different. And one is the Vlad Guerrero rookie card. And we got the trophy card for Juan Soto. But I'm not sure. These are numbered set of... Let's see here. These are... I need better lighting in this room. It's so dark. Number 29 of 30. So it says photos. Number 29 of 30 photos there. I'm sure one of you know what these were. Are these inserts? Were they an extension? Second series? What am I looking at here? If you could let me know on either the basketball cards or those cards, I'd appreciate it. That's what I have for you. Thanks for hanging out with me.